Hello, I'm Avis Kalfsbeck, and this is the Peace is Here podcast. Welcome to Peacewarts, School of Peacecraft and Inquiry, where we practice the skills of peace through short daily classes. We take the peace work seriously, but not ourselves. If you're joining us mid-school year, you're not late. Orientation begins at episode 198. I'd be so grateful if you help me spread the peace messages by sharing this episode with a friend. Welcome back, Peace Scholars. We are in the Department of Living Roots in the Garden. Notice the table in the center today. It isn't a cash register. It's a ledger of skills and seeds. In this department, we view the global banking system as a massive centralized root. If that one root withers or is cut by a geopolitical crisis, every plant connected to it starves. Lewis Hyde, in his seminal work, The Gift, wrote, "The gift must always move. As long as the gift is kept in motion, it creates a circle of abundance. When it is hoarded, the circle breaks and the spirit of the gift dies." The concept, the parallel root system. Peace is fragile when survival depends on a screen full of numbers in a distant city. When we build local economies based on barter and sharing, we create a parallel root system. Today we explore how trading what we have for what we need makes a community immune to the financial shocks that often lead to civil unrest and war. The history. Shock absorbers in times of collapse. Our lesson today is about how local exchange systems function as a biological shock absorber during state failure and financial collapse. The Argentine Barter Clubs 2001. To see this in action, we look at the 2001 Argentine economic collapse. When the government froze bank accounts in what was known as Corralito, the national currency became useless overnight. Instead of descending into social violence, thousands of local barter clubs, or nodos, emerged. Millions of people traded food, clothing, and medical services directly using community-printed credits. Because they had a system to move resources without a central bank, they prevented widespread starvation. They proved that when the abstract economy dies, the living roots economy can keep a civilization standing. Time banking, Japan, the UK, and the US. The modern movement of time banking operates on a simple rule: 1 hour of service equals 1 time credit, regardless of task. In Japan, following a surge in the elderly population, the Hureai Kippu, caring relationship tickets, system was established in 1995. People earn credits helping the elderly, which they can spend on their own parents' care in another city. In the United Kingdom, Time Banking UK has shown that for every pound invested, the community sees a £10 return in social value, specifically by healing the loneliness epidemic we studied in Class 10. In the United States, civil rights lawyer Edgar Cahn pioneered time banks to empower neighborhoods hit by industrial decline, like TimeBank Mahoning County in Ohio. By valuing a plumber's hour the same as a driver's hour, they rebuild the social fabric that poverty usually tears apart. Indigenous gift economies, the Potlatch. Long before modern banking, the indigenous nations of the Pacific Northwest used the potlatch system. In this economy, status was not earned by how much you accumulated, but by how much you gave away. The potlatch functioned as a massive redistribution of wealth. It ensured that no one family could hoard resources while others went hungry, preventing the social imbalances that lead to conflict. It was economic resilience built on the logic of the gift. I give to you today because I know the system will give to me tomorrow. The thesis, reciprocity as local security. In the Department of Living Roots, we argue that the ability to coordinate without a centralized currency is a primary peace technology. Now you might be thinking, oh my, are we dismantling guns and global financial systems? To that I would say there are many good people, even those who come from the deep heart of the global finance industry, who are looking at ways to do exactly that for the sake of peace, climate, and our shared humanity. They recognize that when value is siphoned off into global investment funds, it leaves the local landscape brittle. To counter this, we look to the common vessel of local currencies. While BerkShares in Massachusetts is a famous model, this is happening everywhere. The Detroit Community Scrip, an active program in Michigan designed to keep wealth circulating in a city that has been historically abandoned by traditional banks. Ithaca Hours, one of the oldest systems in the U.S., active since 1991 in New York, proving that these parallel routes can survive for decades. Goldbacks, a voluntary currency backed by physical gold used in states like Utah, Wyoming, and New Hampshire to anchor value in something tangible. Baybucks and Dane County TimeBank, systems in California and Wisconsin where neighbors trade everything from legal advice to garden labor, proving that wealth is simply the capacity to help one another. These systems ensure that even if the global market fluctuates or a grain embargo is called, the local baker and the local farmer can still trade. When we move away from a single centralized route and toward these diverse local networks, we aren't just changing how we shop, we're making our communities too root-tangled to be swept away by the winds of war. Your homework. 1. Look up the work of Edgar Cahn or research the Hureai Kippu system in Japan to see how different cultures value labor. 2. Write down one question about any of this episode's topics. If you don't have a question, write "no question." 3. Optional, journal for 5 minutes. If all the money in your bank account vanished tomorrow, what skills or items do you have that you could trade for a week's worth of food? The work of the worm. The worm never asks for a receipt. It gives its labor to the soil, and in return the soil gives it a home and a meal. It is the ultimate participant in the gift economy. In this world, we can look for the social glue that happens when a transaction turns into a relationship. We can see how every small act of sharing strengthens the collective root, making it impossible for the circle of abundance to be broken. Until our next lesson, keep your feet in the living roots. Class dismissed. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to support the Pieces Here podcast, the most helpful way is to follow it wherever you're listening. It helps share the message with others. You can also support this piecework at my Patreon for $4 a month, about what a used paperback goes for these days. Just go to Patreon at patreon.com/Avis Kalfsbeck. That's AVISKALFSBEEK. My most recent book is Mana Mutante, a best friend eco-fiction novella about food systems, featuring Tilly, Camas, Pedro, and the rest of the gang. It's book 6 in the Pedro the Water Dog Saves the Planet series and is available wherever you buy books. You can find all of my peace projects and stay in touch at aviskalfsbeck.com. Music is by Javier Peque Rodriguez. Sound effects are from Pixabay. Regarding peace, we need not delay or despair. We are not late. We are right on time to love. We are all scholars of peace. Listen for the peace.